Hey guys, I hope y'all are doing well. Today we're going to be playing something a bit different. We're going to be playing some Minecraft that is modded. So I've been playing it here recently and just been having a blast. And I wanted to, maybe get on here, make a video, see what you guys thought about it. And, even if this doesn't get a lot of views, at least I'm enjoying, the series and what I'm doing. So, first things first, I'm going to basically rush a lot of these tasks because it is super important to get this stuff done very quickly, because when night falls, it's just it's every man for himself basically, because it is horrible. The mobs are enraged, so they're quite strong, and they can one-shot you, so they're quite strong. I do need to find some trees. Unfortunately, we spawned somewhere where there is barely any. But I'm gonna make my way this way. And it seems like there's some sheep over here as well. I can see them up there on the mini map. So we might actually take them out while we're going. So you guys might be wondering exactly what this mod pack is about. And well, basically it's just a very tech-involved mod. And the person who made this also changed the recipes on a lot of things, so it makes it incredibly hard to craft even some of the most simplest things that you can typically craft in Minecraft. So, honestly though, I've been having a blast playing it, and I mean, why not? Why not make a video on it? Oh, there's so much stuff we need to do, and we're in a lot of trouble right now, because if we don't get a bed before nighttime, it's just gonna be really bad. So I'm gonna go ahead and do what what's it called? The guidebook tells us to do. I need to make a shovel and a hoe as well. Now we should be done with that. We'll go ahead and choose loot bag. And then what do I get? Ooh, ooh, we got a bunch of saplings. Okay, now we can go to soft mallet. Soft mallet is another very, very important thing to have. I'm going to go ahead and kill these sheep because we're absolutely going to need their wool. If we don't get that right now, then we're not going to have time later. Trust me, I found out the hard way. One of the most important things we got to have is the soft mallet, which will allow us to craft a bed. We are going to have to make a sword right quick. That's not too bad. Just a little bit of wood here. And let's see here. Okay, let's go ahead and claim. We already got the wool, which is a good thing. And now we can make the bed. The bed's not too bad. So I know we need 6. We need 12 of those. And then we should be able to do that right there. And let's see. Let's go ahead and turn that into carpets. Place that. Boom, boom. And mallet. Boom, we got a bed. Right off the bat, y'all. That is awesome. So another thing we're going to have to do is get some cobblestone. So we'll get that. That's no biggie. I'm not too worried about that at all. There is a little hobgoblin hut over here. He's got some stuff in here that I want to take. I want to take the cauldron. Cauldron's quite useful. We'll go ahead and eat that cookie. Oh, I forgot to mention. So, the more things you eat, the more hearts you gain over time. So, as you can see, when I eat stuff, little hearts pop up. That means that it's a new food, and eventually it will actually turn into more hearts down here, which is very important if you want to survive long term in this mod pack. Now that we've got our bed, we can take it a little bit slower, and I don't have to rush around doing everything now. So basically, this mod pack, like I said earlier, is just full of tech mods. There's 12 or 14 chapters, I do believe, and each one progressively gets harder each time, and it's just like, for even somebody who is, I guess, a veteran, which, means they're pretty good at the game, even have like up to 5,000 hours, even if they've completed the pack before. So the amount of time that you have to spend to actually beat this pack is just unfathomable. However, I would like to actually try to complete the pack. It may not be months or even years until I do, but I do want to take you all along on the journey because I think it would be something really cool. The mod pack is quite fun, at least I feel, and just something I want to share with y'all, even if it doesn't get a lot of views. It's just something I enjoy, and I can genuinely be myself and enjoy playing this mod pack while making videos. So, I mean, it's kind of a win-win there. All right, we found a little house. I believe this is a roguelike dungeon. It's actually safe as long as we stay up here. However, I'm blocking off the staircase in case anything tries to spawn and come up here. We don't want that. So it's blocked off now. We got a little furnace here. We got some cake, crafting table, all the necessities, which is just so nice. We even got a bed up here. And a chest with some... it's got some decent things in it. Go ahead and put that armor on. We're not going to live here forever. But, we'll live here for the time being just because there's plenty of space for everything that we need to do at the moment. Well, since we got a base going, I can go ahead and look at some other tasks we have to do. We got a chest, so we can mark that off. We'll go ahead and grab another chest because we can make mutton quite easy. This isn't even all the quests yet. I'm going to go ahead and claim these because I already know what they talk about. And they give you some free rewards, so that's pretty nice. I guess the first thing we can do is go ahead and get some of that cobblestone that it wants us to. However, it's going to take a couple of pickaxes, which is kind of unfortunate, but at the same time, it's got to be done, otherwise we can't progress. Alrighty, well, we got the stone. That took us a minute, however, that quest is done. Now, is there any... I don't see... Wait, that might be gravel right there. We need some more because it's going to have us make a furnace, which requires more gravel. But hey, at least we have some in the area. Alrighty, I grabbed a little bit more gravel. Now I'm going to go back over here, and yeah, we need to use the crafting table, so it's up there anyways. And I don't know what's going on with my skin, but I'm completely pitch black, minus my face. So I don't know what that's all about. Maybe it's just something to do with the texture pack or something. I have no idea. But let me go ahead and look at the book and make sure I'm doing everything right. So we'll claim that. So, yep, just make a furnace now, which is super simple. Just gotta have a little bit of flint. So we'll do that. Boom and boom. We got us a furnace. Go ahead and claim the loot bag. And baked potatoes. So that one's pretty simple, obviously. Just cook some potatoes, and that's all you gotta do. Do I have potatoes? Don't have any potatoes. That's unfortunate. So, I guess we're gonna have to wait for that for just a little bit. We'll leave one of those out and one of these out. That way we can eat them and get some more hearts from it. Go ahead and make another axe. We're gonna need one. We'll also make a shovel as well, because we're going to need one of those too. And there we go. So we're back up to speed. We'll leave that there. Sort that out. I'm going to throw away this other sword, or not sword, pickaxe, because I don't need it. Now let's see. Kill 5 pigs. Already know what that one is. And we got to get some potatoes. Potatoes. Now, I think what I'm going to do is we'll mark this as our temporary base. So we'll do temp base. Just mark it. And we can come back here later. I'm going to set out and look for a village, because that's really the only place that we're going to find really anything that we're looking for. I'll grab a couple of food items here. That way we can eat them on the way. Not that one, because we need that. And as we eat them, like, you know, we gain more health. So it's just another thing that, you know, I want to do. But, yep. Till then, I am going to head off in which direction? North. I want to head north and hopefully find a village. Oh my God, guys. I found a village. It's a freaking miracle. I was genuinely about to lose my mind. Now I can turn down my freaking render distance so I stop lagging. That to drive me freaking crazy. Okay, well, let me loot this and see what I can find. Knowing my luck, probably not very much. Okay, guys, so I just made it all the way back home and found one village. And just for an example, I'll show you how far I actually traveled. Because it's only a few minutes or seconds for y'all, but for me, it was maybe around 30 minutes or around 45 minutes to an hour. I walked from here all the way up around this mountain, all the way down through here, cut through that mountain, cut through the desert, found a village here, and it only had a couple of crops that I didn't even need. So I walked all that way, wasted all that time for nothing. And I'm quite annoyed, if I'm being quite honest. However, I'm thinking about maybe just setting up a base here in the Redwood Forest, as it seems like that's the only, I guess, logical thing to do at this point. Because I want to build close to a village, but I just can't find one. And that's really unfortunate, because villages are pretty important, especially if you want to make certain trades. But I think what I'm going to do first is set me up a little bit of a crop farm here. Gotta be kind of careful. I'm going to just set up some... Here, a fire. But I want to set up a small carrot farm, you know, just, well, I can't really, yeah, I guess I can do carrots, potatoes, plant my pear and apple tree, and then I guess that's really all the seeds that I have for now until later, because the more missions I do, the more rewards I get, at least for a little while. Eventually they will go away, and I gotta kill this rabbit because he will eat my carrots, and I don't know about y'all, but I want my carrots. So I'll go ahead and place my apple tree here, and I'll plant my pear sapling right here. And then I can also grab this while I'm out and move it a little closer to the base, and then plant it along here. Yeah, I'm lazy. I just wanted to move it. And then that'll eventually start growing into some more sugarcane, which is exactly what we need. Eventually that'll be really useful. Break these down and get them out of the way, because those are only going to be a problem later on. So I think what I'm going to do is just basically work my butt off, clear out the area a little bit, and, well, whenever it's morning, that's what I'll start doing, and I'll do some little updates and stuff with you guys as time goes on. And I know one thing for sure, I am placing some torches over here because it's dark. Alright, I'm gonna start cleaning up this area, and then I'll be right back. Alrighty, well, it ain't much, but I cleaned up a lot of the grass, got rid of a lot of the Basically all the stuff that was in the way, minus just these trees right here, which I completely forgot about. But yeah, those are done, and I want to work on a few more quests before I actually do anything else. Because I do want to get those done. Gotta break this, because that's annoying. And come on now, get out of the way. There we go. Okay, well that's done, and I am going to add some stairs here. We're going to kind of fix up this a little bit. As a matter of fact, I'm going to do that right now. I actually just got a few more carrots for completing a mission. So we're going to go ahead and plant those while we're at it. And then now we can fix up the outside here and get rid of these ugly blocks. Then, there we go. We'll fix it up more later. I'm not too worried about it right now. Let's see. What else do we have to do? Just gotta wait for the carrots to grow. Have I planted the potato? I think I did, yes. I need to go plant some of that sugar cane. Probably need to plant some of these other trees, because a lot of these are going to be useful later. So I will do that momentarily. I'm going to give it a little bit of time. That way we can clear some other stuff up first. But I need to go plant the sugar cane over here right quick. And that was the final block of that entire tree. That literally took me probably 20, 25 minutes, maybe longer. I wasn't really keeping track of time. But we should not need wood for quite a while. And I'll show you how much we got. So we got 4 and a little over a half stacks. So yeah, definitely not going to need any wood for quite a while. However, I have been up for quite a long time, so I think I'm going to go ahead and call it for now, and then I will see you all tomorrow, and we will continue doing some more quests. Alrighty, guys, I am back. So I took a little bit of a break, took a nap, because I'd been up all night long. And yeah, man, I was tired. But now we're back. We're going to complete some of these quests that are going on in the book here. Stone Age, we'll work on that shortly. There's still a couple things we need to do, like a shield. We need to make a shield. We need to probably make... Oh yeah, baked potato. However, I want to plant the potatoes first. Did I plant it? Yeah, I did plant a potato. So, I don't remember if we have an extra potato up here or not. I'll eat that cake. Give us a little bit of saturation back. Don't know if I have an extra potato. See a cookie, and no, apparently I do not. So that's a little unfortunate. However, not too big of an issue. I kind of want to take a look down here and see what's down here. Alrighty, let's go ahead and break these. I've actually never been down into one of these before, so I apologize if I missed some stuff. Oh, wait a second. I have been into one of these. I went to one of these places in All the Mods 10. So yeah, I know what this is. So I don't know if I have a door, but I'm not going to mess around too much down here right now, as we're not near strong enough to take on a lot of those creatures. But what we can do is, while we're waiting for everything to kind of work out, we're going to do some of this. So we got to get a ton of gravel, ton of sand, and just cook 25 stone, which is actually not that bad. So I will go ahead and start doing that. Sand, gravel, and clay is collected. Now we just have to go grab our stone over here, which, I mean, should be pretty simple. It appears there is a cave down here as well, if we ever want to go slightly caving. However, I want to be pretty careful with that, because mobs spawn consistently very, very strong. And I don't know about y'all, but I don't really want to die. I'll plant our cactus somewhere over in this area. Probably right over there on that sand. Cactuses are planted. Now let's see. What else do we need to do? Pulp should be easy enough. Got our pulp, and now we need to make it into paper, which is kind of annoying. Not even gonna lie about that. Something also really annoying is the fact that we have to handcraft everything. So, it's so annoying. And there is our 16 paper that we need. Now we got a blank pattern, which is nice. We need to make the tinker table thingy. We need to make part builder, stencil table, tool station, and pattern chest. Simple enough. Eventually our first bow. Now, we need a paperback sapling, which I do know how to get, although I don't know if we have the resources for it. It appears we don't. However, I should be able to go back into our book here, go here, and then go down to coins, and buy a jungle sapling. 5 of them to be exact, which is perfect because that will make our paper trees. Alright, part builder is done. Thank goodness. Guess we'll just place it right there, so we'll leave that alone. We still need to make a stencil table. Not too bad. Blank patterns are very easy to make, just some paper. So I'm just going to make as many as I can right now. We'll get paper from that later, so it's not like we're going to run out. And just need to continue making the other things. And stencil table is now done. Another very important piece to have, because that's how we're going to make tools in the future. And then, speaking of tools, we need to make a tool station, but that is made with a crafting table and a saw. It's 1 stick, 1 binding, and 1 pickaxe head. And we have a flint pickaxe, and it will not break now, because it is a Tinker's Construct, which allows you to actually repair it, and it will not break. So that is incredibly useful. We'll do that with all 3 of our tools here. There's our shovel. And we're looking good. Absolutely awesome. Now, let's see. I don't have any more of these, so I can't make a sword yet. I want to say the flint is not as good as stone, but we're going to need swords in the future, and we can't currently craft stone. Alright, time to set off, plant some trees, and get the tea leaf that we're looking for. Which, luckily, there's some herb gardens right over here. Now, my mom, she gives me crap. It's kind of funny because I say herb and she says herb. So, I don't know. Tell me, am I right or am I wrong? How do you say it? Is it herb or herb? I just got a new heart, which is super freaking nice. We'll go ahead and take this sugar cane. I'm going to plant some more of it. We do actually need some of this for a quest later down the line. So I'll just make a few more. We're going to move this nutmeg tree. Put it right here. And now this sugarcane has this whole area to grow, other than that one. And I still haven't found the herb gardens yet because, honestly, I haven't really looked for it. I've just been doing some other stuff, and I need to plant some more trees, but we're going to get there. I'm just trying to find some of those freaking plants and get some other stuff done. Alrighty, well, I got a crap ton of soil ready to be planted, or at least planted on. So all we got to do now is just go in here, go to sleep before it gets too dark, because I don't want mobs spawning. And then tomorrow, we can get to work planting all of our seeds. Eventually, we'll make a more organized and better garden, but for now, this is just to basically grow what we can and eventually move up to something way better. So, sure, it is unorganized right now, but later on, it's gonna make up for it, I promise. Alrighty, that is all of the coke oven bricks. Now it's just time to make the coke oven, which I will show you guys how to do. We're actually going to build it right out here And I need to get a little bit of dirt, make the ground a little bit more flat. I don't remember if this explodes or not, if it gets water on it. Some machines will explode, but I don't think this one does. So you just do this right here. You do that, and then like so. Boom. That is the coke oven. Now, there's one more thing that we need to actually make this work. Oh, never mind. Actually, it's already done. So you might wonder what a coke oven is for, and you put your logs in here. It will slowly cook them, turn them into charcoal, and you get creosote oil, which is very important for machinery, and also we can use it to smelt more items. So it's a win-win. We can go ahead and claim our task here. And as you can see, we actually have to get charcoal from it, so that's super simple. The only thing that we're missing now is just killing some cows, which I might go try to do right now. Okay, that achievement is done. We'll go ahead and take the other leather. We already have plenty of steak, and it's easy to make. But yeah, here's where our cotton comes in. We're going to need a lot of it in order to actually make those gloves that we need. There is a skeleton down there, so I want to be kind of careful. But as long as we don't go messing around too much with any caves, we should be alright. We'll do that later whenever we have some better armor. But right now, it's just a death sentence. So I think the last thing we're going to do for this episode is claim the 4 charcoal. And the next episode, we are going to work on ore prospecting. That way we can actually get some iron tools. And that would make life way easier. But right now, let's see, that should be close to the amount that we need to complete that one task, which I've been waiting to complete for quite a while now, because carrots grow so slow. There is our 4 charcoal, and we're going to claim an actual iron bucket this time, because that is way more useful than the other things. While technically, I guess you could argue the loot bag could have been better, but I don't know. I think for now the other bucket's going to be more or less what we need. But I mean, that's pretty much everything. Other than I want to at least get the last 2 carrots. That is at least that. That's what I want. And I am going to pick this cotton, and I'm actually turning it back into seeds to make more cotton. So it's just a bunch of basically recycling at this point. But it never hurts to get some more cotton, especially since we're going to need a crap ton of it. I completely forgot we had bone meal. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to bone meal some carrots. There's that one, and there's that one. We'll go ahead and plant those 2 back. And now we can go get the 10 from upstairs and complete that task. And then we are officially done. And here we are. This is the 10 carrots we need. We have to go back here and claim. We got a loot bag and 5 potatoes. Alright, let's wish for something good here. We got 5 cinnamon sugar donuts. Not horrible. Food is food. But yeah, I think that's going to end it for this episode. Next episode, we're going to work on probably, like I said, ore prospecting and getting some iron stuff, you know, the basics, following the quest line. Kind of just doing whatever until we get into Steam and LV, then we got to really start picking it up. And we're going to really have to start building some stuff because it's going to just require it so much. But I do thank you guys for stopping by. I hope you all enjoyed, and until next time, God bless and peace out.